have told you about like annotation transformer, but there is one issue that I'm facing is even I am not able to understand like why it is not happening the way I'm thinking. So basically we have added two tests, right? So this test method will be called every time, and I've added two methods. For example, if I add third method also, right? And here I just uncomment this. So basically now list has three methods, right? So if you see here, if I'll show you later because it was uncommented, so that's why we had this in the list. So this is iterated like three times. This test ran three times, less than size 0, 1, 2, right? So yeah, okay. So another problem is that see test 3 is there, right? So the first test will come, it will get name will be test 1, test 1 name will be fetched, name is present, right? So it will go here, enabled, if enabled is false, for test 1 enabled is true, so it will go here and run the first test 5 times, right, which is fine. I'll just first run it. Yeah, okay, so this will be run 5 times. Let's go to the second test. Test 2 came from here and it says, and then because test 1 is there, now test 2 will come. Here test 2 will come, it will see in the get 0 test 2 is there. I mean basically it will compare test 1 to all the three list elements. It is there present, so that's why it invoked it 5 times, right? That's right. Now test 2 came. Test 2 came during the execution of test 2, so it will go here, test 2, compare it with the list. Yes, test 2 is there. And now is it enabled false in the test 2? Yes, it's enabled false, so it should basically not execute it. So test 2 will not execute. Now comes test 3. So when test 3 comes, it will go, it will find one element, right? Test 3, again it will come with three elements of the list, it will find, okay, test 3 is there. Is it enabled
It's
true?
11 o'clock.
Yeah, it's enabled true. So if it is enabled true, then it should go here and invoke test 3 5 times, but it doesn't happen. Let me just run it. We have test 3, test 1, test 2, test 3, right? So if I run it using the test in XML, you can see I have the annotation transformer here, which was over here, and it should run both the tests 5 times. But on the other hand, it runs test 1 only 5 times. There's no mention of test 3. Even if I comment this out, this didn't even run one time. Why? It was present here in the list. It was present. So when it came here, this test method test 3 came here, it found it in the list. And test 3 had it true. So it won't go here. It won't go in this statement. It would go in this else statement. And invocation count to 5. It would invoke it 5 times. But it didn't happen. Another thing, if I enabled it to false, right? So in this case also it should not execute. Yeah, it's not executing. What about test 1? And there's one more observation that I have. If I put these up and down, the execution changes, man. That is kind of weird. Okay, now let me run it. Test 1 ran 5 times. So this is very weird. I mean, you just do it like this. Yeah, it's executing the same way, that's fine. But the problem is that why is it not running the test 3 while it is enabled as true or false? Why is it not doing that? Is what I'm not able to understand. This is test 3 dot put. Ah. And even if you don't add this, right? Let's see, we don't add this. It didn't run now. So this is the weird thing, but okay, I'll look it up, like how it gets executed. But nevertheless, we'll talk about retry listener. So in this retry, we implement retry analyzer, and ideally, if you implement the method, it would be just return true. It would be just returning true. For example, so whenever a test is failed, this method retry will be called. If you add this as a listener, if this method returns the true, the failed method will be retried. Yeah. So if I don't put this if will block here, then it will execute, like failed test will keep on executing. It will take our time, a lot of time. So what I've done is int counter I've defined 1 and limit I've put to 3, 5. If 5 is too much, I should put 3. So whenever a test fails, it should basically run it that many number of times. So one way is to just go to this class, and in here we can retry analyzer equal to retry dot class. Okay, but I don't want to do this. I want to do it at the runtime. So I mean, I would do it over here since this is for failing, right? Test 1 is failing. So I would do that. But now, if I want to do this, right? So now test 1 would fail and it would be invoked how many times? It would be invoked 0, 1, 2, 3 times, right? So here in the test class, annotation transform, we have put in as annotation transform. Okay, because from here we will see test 1 and test 2. This is enabled. So let's just run it now, and if from here the logic says that if the enabled is true, then it should execute it how many times? It should execute it 3 times as we run 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. So test 1 will be executed 3 times. Let's see. Okay, test 1 got executed 12 times. And why is that? Okay, okay, okay. It got executed 12 times because we had invoked set the invocation count. Let's just remove the invocation count because its execution is 5 times, and then I think that's the problem. 2 times is 12, and that's the calculation that's going. So let's now try it. Now it would run it that many number of times. Okay, so now it ran it 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 skipped, and I mean it has failed the test, but it ran it one. It failed once, and then it retried 3 times. 0, 1, 2 basically. Yeah, 0 1 2 three times, and it has mentioned it as skipped, so that's the logic that it will be putting it. So this is the retry analyzer, guys. Let's go ahead and see what's next.